Beautiful Sagittarius, this is Tammy from Spot On Psychic Readings. Welcome to your reading for midweek. I've got some of your favorite cards here, Sag, for empaths and starseeds and deeper meanings, okay? So I'm going to pull these by feel for you today, and let's see what's coming up, Sag, okay? It's great to see you all again. Thanks for all of your previous likes and subscribing to my channel. I'm so happy to have you all here. Let's see what's happening, Sag. I feel the energy here. It's like, okay. A lot of good messages coming in for you, Sag. Kind of generally looking into this week, middle of this week, and we'll see how far it extends. They kind of give me that as I go along. Okay. Let's see, Sag, what's coming. I use these cards a lot for Sag because I know a lot of you are, feel like you're star seeds. I know I do. I relate to that. So you're in good company here, okay? I think it's both of these. Yep. We've got a pair. Okay. Activated Earth and the Star Keeper. This is the pair that came up. So I'll get back to this. Let me pull these out. Make sure I get them all. Oh, we got some deep messages coming here, Sag. Here we go. And this. Okay. All right. Where should we start? Wow, there's so much here. Let's just start at the beginning. So this is the card of deep love and birth as a portal. For some of you, it may be about actual birth. There may be a baby coming in for some of you. Could be your baby, could be a grandchild, could be a neighbor's child for that matter, okay? Somebody who's close to you. And what I'm getting is there will be deep love there. There's a lot of ancient wisdom with whoever this little being is that's coming in, okay? And I feel like this is pretty significant for some of you. For some of you, it's going to be birth of your own spirituality through a portal, okay? You can see the portal on that card. And for some of you, you may have portals in your house. I know I do. Portals where spirit beings come through, where there's communication, where there's a lot of psychic activity and things like that, okay? And I feel like you may be connecting with that in some way this week. So we'll see what else it says here. There's protection for you. There's spiritual protection. There's loyalty, safety, and trust. And it looks like from the position of this card being in the conflict position, this may have something to do with you feeling that you're not protected or you need more protection, okay? So this is a card that's saying you do have that protection. Don't worry. You are being highly guarded because you're very important. You know, you're a very important spiritual being. You know, you didn't come here for no reason. You came here because you wanted to bring your energy to Earth. You are a star seed, okay? So you are being protected. It may not feel like it all the time, but you are. You have angelic beings who are protecting you and divine beings and other star seeds, okay? Now, this is what I see in your aura, Sag. And this is, you've got the love. This is codependency and setting boundaries, okay? And this is having to do, this other card is the star family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in support, all right? Now, these two kind of go together because this is the card, the setting boundaries card is kind of what you've been thinking about potentially, or what's kind of hanging over you that needs to be done for some of you. And it's having to do with, sometimes you just have to set boundaries with people, especially when you're an empath. You know how it is. When you're an empath, people want to, talk to you a lot or over talk you because you're a good listener and you feel them and they feel you feeling them. So they really want to kind of latch on to you sometimes. And it's about setting boundaries. And some of you are really good at doing that. and some of you could get better at it, okay? And that's why this is here. It's showing up just to watch out for that. For some of you, it may get a codependency, but I'm feeling more that it's the boundaries thing. I mean, I guess it's related, but I'm feeling more on the boundaries on this card. Underneath this, know that you have this team of souls, okay? This is the Star Family card. And if you're here watching this, I know you're feeling it. I know you're feeling like you may be on the earth, but you're not of the earth, okay? You may be feeling like, what am I doing here? You might be feeling like you don't necessarily belong here. Maybe it just feels, or has always felt kind of weird, like you don't quite fit in, or, you know, like you're always wondering, like feeling homesick. You know, just this feeling of, I'm at home, but I'm homesick. You know, it's an odd feeling, and it's because of the starseed connection. I know you know that. A lot of you know this. You can call in this team of souls, especially, you know, what came up was this feeling of protection and loyalty and that kind of thing being a conflict. You may not be feeling like you're connecting with people that have your back. You may feel like you're very much alone out there sometimes, you know, isolated and that kind of thing. But you can call in this team of souls, okay? Your other star beings, they don't have to be on this planet. You can call in these angelic beings for protection and to come in and help you through this experience, and call on them for support, okay? So the boundaries part goes with this. This all fits together, setting the boundaries and calling in the Star Family for support. It's a package deal, okay? So let's see what this is. The past card. Here we go. I just said it. Longing for home, being homesick. This is the card of being homesick for the stars. It's such a beautiful card. However, this card, as much as you may be feeling this at this moment, this card is saying this feeling of being homesick is moving into the past. So let's see why that is. Very interesting. Yeah, moving into it's in the past position for sure, okay? So that, you know, what I'm getting right now is that's because the stars are coming closer to us, and it's because the veil is thinner and we can connect with them more, and also because you can call them in, because they're closer now than they used to be. You have this portal, the portal card came up, and they're able to come through to you more. I think you're feeling their presence more than you used to, and that's part of why you're not as homesick as you were, because you're closer to them, you know. I feel like the two worlds are kind of starting to mesh a bit more, you know. I don't know if some of you have noticed how weird the skies are. Have you noticed that? Like weird clouds, maybe clouds you didn't see when you were a child. I know it's true for me, and it's true in my area. Just otherworldly kind of clouds. And I feel like the Earth is actually in a different position. I've actually heard this scientifically, you know, that the Earth is in a whole different place in the galaxy than it has been before. And I think it's brought us closer to home in some ways. In some ways it feels very strange. And, you know, not all of it is, you know, some of it's man-made for sure, some of the clouds. But some of those clouds are otherworldly. Some of them have ships in them. You know, some of them are cloaked. And I know you can feel it. And I don't know how many of you have ever had a UFO experience before where you've seen one or interacted with one. But I actually did. It was year before last in July. And it looked like a star at first. And then I realized it was bigger than a star, brighter than a star. And it wasn't moving very fast at all. But it was moving like a plane, but it was going like really slow. And I actually asked it, you know, it was way far away, right? It looked like a little star, but I said to it, I tried to connect with it, and I asked it to give me a sign if it heard me or come in closer or something. And of course I was really scared, my heart was beating. And so it's going along, it stopped, and this little light came out the front of it and flew around it. That's what it looked like, at least from a distance. Maybe it was a light, you know, on the disc or something. But this light went around it really slowly, and it went back in, and it stopped. And then it went on moving again. And then one time it started to come closer, and it disappeared, and then it just was gone. So they're with us. They're closer to us than they used to be. And I really do, to get back to my point, I really do think this is some of why maybe you might be feeling less homesick than you were, or you will be feeling less homesick for the stars, okay? Okay, let's keep going. This is so deep. All right. You are a child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And I know for sure a lot of you Sagittarius in particular are feeling this, okay? Some of you cross-watching this may not be Sagittarius, but you may be feeling the starseed and empath connection. You know, you have some special abilities and some very special inner wisdom, this inner intelligence that you came through with. And thank goodness for that. In this world, thank goodness for that, right? Okay, glad to have you here. Like, seriously. Okay, so coming up futuristically, excuse me, you know what? This also, you're going to be getting more and more of this, more downloads, more inner intelligence, more, you know, you ever get those downloads where you get that high pitch in your ear? I feel like there's going to be more of that coming in this week, because I'm looking at kind of this midweek time frame, and I just feel like there's a lot of this star activity that's going on. Should be really interesting, and I think some of you are going to really get some more downloads of this intelligence. You know, they give you things, you know, and sometimes some people have visited the school of the universe. You know, some of you may have been there, like in your dreams, so-called your dreams. Some of you are doing parallel lives, so you're gaining like intelligence from the universe and things like that on multiple levels. Okay, so I think I want to say an uptick in that this week. So I'll be curious to hear your comments, okay? Now, coming up a little bit further out, there's big picture thinking. Again, another portal. It's all about the portals and the stargates and all that, okay? Big picture thinking, this is Pleiades energy. You are a visionary and you're going to have more and more inspired ideas. And this is going to be coming up. The general time frame is now through the end of September, okay? This week through the end of September, but especially this week, because I am looking at midweek. I asked for messages kind of midweek and, you know, on up through September, but you're going to be getting the bigger picture. You're going to be seeing things from a higher perspective more than you ever have. And you may be seeing things out there. You may be seeing the unusual skies and things like that, because look, take a look at that card. Very unusual skies, and I think some of you have seen this kind of pinkish skies, like we didn't have pink skies when I was a kid. You know, I mean, we didn't. So where's that coming from? You ever wonder that? It's interesting. Okay, this is you, Sag. This is representing your energy and kind of how people see you. This is a breath of the cosmos, and this is about micromanaging the universe. What that means is manifesting what you want. You know, you're working with all of the elements, you know, of the universe to bring into you what you want. And this is kind of how other people see you too. Other people are like, why is Sag so unusual? What's up with Sag? You know, they don't actually come out and ask, but they kind of stand back and watch. And sometimes people are put off by Sag, you know. Sometimes we're a direct mirror to them, and when they look at us, they're really seeing themselves, and sometimes they see the good parts and sometimes they don't, depending on what their particular mirror is, but we tend to reflect that back to them. And some of that is, you know, they see us doing unusual things, you know, like starseed card readings. You know, even if they don't know that I'm doing that, they feel it. You know, people feel that about me. Even people who don't know that you know, what I do for a living, you know, what I do for work, which is readings. And I know that's true of a lot of Sagittarius. It's like people kind of don't know how to take you sometimes, okay? And this is part of it, is because you know how to work the elements, you know how to manifest, you know how to attract things to you, and you're going to get even better at it because these portals are opening up. The energy is getting even stronger this week and going forward, okay? So there's something coming up. I should look into that, actually. There's something that's supposed to be coming up on the 23rd of September, which I think is the Saturday. some kind of a huge shift. And I feel like that's going to be beneficial for Sag. It's going to be beneficial for the Starseeds. And it's going to be some big awakening kind of thing that I feel connected with that. Okay, you can look into that. There's information out there on the internet about it, which is where I heard about it, and I'd been wanting to look into it. I just hadn't had time to sit down and do it, so here's the time. And that's what I'm getting. I feel like there's some big star shift, like in stars. And I don't know if you're a sky watcher like I am, you may have noticed like the moon and the stars are sometimes in different places than they used to be. Have you guys noticed that? Like sometimes I go out and the moon just isn't where it used to be. I mean, I've lived here, in this house for 12 years. I know, and I'm a stargazer, so I really do keep in touch with, things that are going on in my environment. And the moon's sometimes just in a different place. I'm just like, I don't know how it got over there, or it looks different, it looks weird. And same things with the constellations. Sometimes they're just in a different spot, So I think there's going to be more of that starting on the 23rd, or maybe even happening on the 23rd. So you'll have to let me know if you see anything, okay, or hear anything. So here's the last of your reading coming up, these 3 cards, okay? We've got the Empathic Starseed. I bet you relate to that. The Empathic Starseed, and this is about energetic sovereignty. And don't absorb what's not yours. I know you're well aware of that. And look at that. Hope you can see that. It's like she's looking in a mirror. Okay? This is what I just said. It's like we are like a mirror. And when people look at us, they're not necessarily seeing us. They're seeing aspects of themselves that we're reflecting back to them. Okay? And this is part of being an empath. And sometimes that draws people closer, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it repels them. Okay, sometimes they want to take it out on you because they don't like what they see. It really can shine a light on people for better or worse, This is very much about being careful not to take on other people's energy, reflect it back to them. And that's some of what you're doing automatically. That's why they don't like it sometimes, because you're not absorbing it, you're not healing it and taking it in because it doesn't belong to you. If you're a healer, that's a different thing, but of course you still don't want to absorb it. But that's what's happening. Sometimes they just want you to take this from them. And if you do that, they'll feel better. They definitely will feel better, but you won't. You know about that. I know you're aware of that. Activated Earth. Some of you live in power places where there are ley lines, and it says trust where you are led. I got this huge goosebump on this. So Sag, if you are feeling like relocating or going on a retreat somewhere, you're being drawn to some location, definitely check it out. Okay, it's a sign to you because the earth is being activated, and sometimes by you going there, you activate it more. And sometimes by you going there, you would ground it more, okay? I know there are certain locations that other people just love, and I cannot be in those places because it gives me so much anxiety because the psychic energy is just off the charts. And usually it's around these kind of power places and ley lines, okay? Because I'm really sensitive to that sort of thing, and probably some of you are too. Now, some of you, it says, trust where you're being led, okay? So some of you are being led to go into a new home, all right? Some of you being led to go into new jobs. Some of you being led to do new projects. It's not always about a place, but this does mention power places and ley lines and the earth being more and more activated. So keep that in mind, especially coming up on the 23rd, because I think some of these places are going to get really activated, and they may react. Okay, I'm talking about earthquakes and things like that. Do some of you sense earthquakes? I know I do. I'll start feeling dizzy if there's going to be an earthquake, and some of you may be feeling that. Okay, so just pay attention to how you're feeling and what you're being led to do. Listen to that inner voice, listen for that inner yes. I always tell people that's how you know it's the right thing. You listen to it. And if something inside you screams no, don't do it. If something inside you goes yes, then you know. Okay. So your final card for today is the Star Keeper. Okay. And Sag, the Star Keeper is about you about you having a cosmic ancestor. Okay. Seed the light by staying grounded. So this is saying you not only have a cosmic ancestor, but you are a cosmic ancestor. And I know a lot of you definitely will feel that, okay? You have this ancient wisdom. So just by being here, seed the light, put your light out there, light workers. You know, that's what this is about. So this was pretty deep reading. I hope you enjoyed this. I think you did. And thanks so much for coming in. Please feel free to share this with other starseeds and light workers, empaths that, you know, doesn't have to be Sagittarius. I would love to just do starseed readings. You know, the YouTube algorithms don't necessarily make this visible when I put it under Empaths and Starseeds, but it will put it out there under Sag a little better. So at some point we may just be able to do it for all signs, because I know there are more signs out there that are Starseeds, you know, and I'd love to have all of you come in. So anyway, let me know and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye. Love you guys.